Today, we're taking the cutest animals you ever seen and giving them a little twist. Well, actually a big twist, because I will use them to make villains and see if from something cute I can create something evil. As usual, to make this interesting, I will put all these cute and awesome animals into a roulette, and the ones that came out will be transformed into evil beings, either making their evil human forms, an anthropomorphical villain, or leaving them as they are, just adding a little evil twist. The first one to come out from the roulette was the zebra finch, that is this little cute bird. For this one I wanted to do a human evil version, because after watching reference of this bird, I started to see certain patterns that I could use as human features. For example, the orange reddish beak that I could transform into a reddish nose, or those black lines that I could transform into smudged eye makeup. Another thing that caught my attention was the bronzed cheeks. Then I started thinking how many elements from the beard I could transport into the character. For example, make different layers of clothing using the different types of feathers, or use a grey skin tone and grey hair to resemble the color that the beard has. Also, another thing that I did was to imagine a little of the history behind this character, so it helped in terms of giving an accurate vibe. And the history that I thought was something like a noble that built his whole empire in an unethical way, and after having a family, a house, and a good reputation, he was attacked because of those bad things that he did. Then his family died and his house was destroyed, so he decided to drop the facade and start doing bad things openly, torturing and destroying the ones that attacked him, and also damaging innocents. The metallic pieces on his cheeks hide the scars from that day, and the smudged eye makeup is a way to remember every day the death of his family. That is what I thought. And here you have the final piece, and I have to say that I like this one a lot. I think I have done a great job transforming those animal characteristics into human elements. Then I went to the roulette to see what was the next cute animal, and the one that came out was the field mouse. For this one I wanted to make an anthropomorphical creature, and also I thought that it would be pretty cool if this time I took a more illustrative approach, not leaving the sketch and having a more painterly look. The first thing that I was focusing on was on making sure that it doesn't look like a rat, which I have to say that I failed completely. You will see, but the end result is literally an anthropomorphical rat instead of a mouse. But rats are cute also, so it's what Bob Ross would call a happy accident. The second thing was to focus on making this thing to look evil, which was hard for me, because there are a lot of anthropomorphical mouse rats that look evil, so I didn't want to do the same. So I tried to go for another route and do something more fresh, and I ended up wanting to do like a sort of evil magic that makes this mouse look evil. Also, I thought that it would be better if I left him more animal than human. Knowing all this, a history started to go through my head while I was drawing. A sorcerer in a city was experimenting with some mouses, using gems charged with some magic and human souls. A lot of these experiments went wrong, killing almost all the field mouses that he had, until he succeeded using an amethyst charged with low magic and a teenage soul in a young mouse. At first, everything was going well. The mouse had an increased intelligence and was growing bigger and bigger, getting close to human proportions, until he was at the size of a child. Everything was going amazing, or at least that's what the sorcerer thought. This mouse felt every mistreatment, every pain, and he resented. A vengeful feeling was going through his veins. Then an accident occurred and something exploded, generating a big fire that the mouse used to escape. He grabbed the dagger and killed the sorcerer, letting all the anger flow through his body, getting stronger, and there he felt pleasure. Now he goes hidden in the shadows, entering to people's houses and killing them to calm his anger and to satisfy his pleasure. A lot of text, I know, but what can I say? I like histories. And sometimes when I draw, a movie starts playing in the back of my head. Anyways, here you have the final result. And as I said, this looks like a rat. But besides that mistake, I really like how it came out. I illustrated the moment that he escapes the place, grabbing the dagger, getting ready to kill the sorcerer. Hey, if you are enjoying the video and my art, don't forget to like and subscribe, it helps me a lot. I went to the roulette again to see what cute animal would come out, and the one was the bunny, one of the cutest animals that exist on this earth. So for this one I wanted to do a human character, but with an animal mask, and I know that this is very typical, but the reasoning behind that is that I could make a representation of the wolf in sheep clothing, and that would make things a little more evil. Having something that is dangerous behind the mask of something cute is a good way to represent a villain, because it generates a very uncomfortable feeling, and that was what I tried to make. Also, I wanted to give a high-class look, because that shows power, which is something that you don't want an evil person to have. And I wanted to show some scars in the part where you can see the part of the face. This gives us the feeling that this person is dangerous. I was ideating all these things while imagining what type of lore this character had behind, and her lore is basically a high-class woman that makes parties, and before people arrives, she already chose her victim. Then she plans a whole setup to kidnap the victim. Once she has the victim trapped, she will torture until the victim dies, and then she will prepare another party to trap another person, and the cycle never ends. And that was what I had in mind. Also, I thought that one victim that escaped was the one that did those scars. Well, here you have the final result, and I really like this one. I think I captured the vibe I wanted very well. Then I went one last time to the roulette to see what animal would come out, and the one was gecko. And I was about to explain everything, but the drawing came out horribly, and I don't like it, so I will just not show the process and end the video here. A retreat in time is a victory. Well, hope you enjoyed the video, and a hug to everyone. Bye!